Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is WireDogSec and I'm back with another video for you guys. Today's video, we are continuing on with TryHackMe. This is the offensive security learning path and this is the Skynet room, a vulnerable Terminator themed Linux machine. Now this is a CTF type of room, so if you're not into that type of thing, then I recommend just skipping it or just following along with the video. Maybe you'll learn something, who knows. But hopefully you guys are having an awesome day today and ready to dive in. So let's go ahead and take a look at this machine. Task 1, deploy and compromise the vulnerable machine. Are you able to compromise this Terminator themed machine? Also, if you're not familiar with the Terminator movies, I recommend watching them, at least the first two. Those are probably the best one. I think number 2 is my favorite one, to be honest. But anyway, let's see here. Answer some questions. What is the Miles' password for his emails? What is hidden directory? What is the vulnerability called when you include a remote file for malicious purpose? Well, we know what that one is. That's remote file inclusion. What is user flag, and then what's the root flag? Okay, so straightforward CTF. I already ran my Nmap scan. As you can see here, the usual. You can also use -SC and then -SV if you choose to do so, but I'm doing -A to cover everything. And as we can see, open ports here. We got 22 open, port 80 is open. Running Apache on Ubuntu, looks like Apache version 2.4.18. HTTP title says Skynet, port 110 is open, POP3. Port 139 is open at BIOS, Samba, so possibly. Looks like it's running a Samba share, 143. IMAP is running, so it's running some type of email server from the looks of it. POP3 and IMAP seem to be running. 445 open, Samba, and you can see some other information down below here, what thinks it is, Linux, yada, yada, yada. And so the next thing I would do is go and visit the website. Well, let's see what's behind there, at least on port 80, right? So let's see if we can see anything in here. Let's just try test again, or let's just try. I'm feeling lucky. Nothing seems to be happening. From what we can tell here, you can check the view page source too, see if there's anything of interest back here. Sometimes TTS will hide some things back here. Take a look at. All right, let's go ahead and go back to our terminal here, and since we know that it's running a website and such, and it's running Samba, you can do a enum for Linux, or you can use whatever SMB or Samba share enumeration tool that you think is useful for you. I like to use enum for Linux. As you can see here, I did a -A so I can check everything. And so it went through, did its thing here, and you can see that it's running some shares that are open. So let me scroll down a little bit more here. And we're going to get to a few shares. So you got Anonymous, you got Miles Dyson, it looks like here. Skynet Anonymous Share, we'd like to hear that, right? Anonymous Share, we don't really need any login information, you can log in anonymously. And then you got Miles Dyson's personal share. So I figured we need to take a look at this Anonymous Share here, and then eventually we'll get into this Miles Dyson personal share. All right, so since it's anonymous, like I said, we can use a tool like SMB Client, as I've done here, and I've navigated to this anonymous share here. Just hit enter twice, and now we have a file here called attention.txt that could be of use. So let's go ahead and get that file. So get attention.txt, download it to my machine here, and there's a directory here called logs. So let's go ahead and cd into logs and do an ls on it, see what's in here. And it has a few log files in here. So we can go ahead and grab those as well. Let's do a get and see if I can grab them all here. Let's see if we can do it this way here. No, it doesn't let me do that. All right, there's a way to do it recursively, but I'm just going to do it like this because there's only 3 in there. All right, got that one. Get 2. And I need to get number 3 here. All right, so that seems to be everything of use in here. So I'm gonna exit out of here, clear all this stuff out, do an ls, and we can see all those files there. Also, I have GoBuster ready to go to do some directory discovery, directory brute forcing, whatever you want to call it. All right, I'm using the common.txt, and I'm going to hit enter. So while that's running, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at these files here. So let's do a cat on attention.txt. It says a recent system malfunction has caused various passwords to be changed. All Skynet employees are required to change their password after seeing this. Miles Dyson. All right, that's interesting. And take a look at these log files here. Let's do a cat, then log1.txt. See if anything is used in here, and it looks like some sort of password list possibly. All right, these look like passwords to me. Let's do the same thing for these other ones. Do cat log2, nothing in that. I believe these had 0 for them, so there's not gonna be anything in these. All right, as we just saw here, we couldn't cat anything. So I assume we're gonna use this here to do some type of maybe password spraying attack, password guessing, password reinforcing attack. All right, so we'll just take note of that, and let's take a look at our Go Buster here. And it appears it found something. There's something called squirrel mail in here, it looks like. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. There's a config, some other things in there as well. And there's admin. Let's see where admin takes us. Yeah, okay. And let's do that. What's it called? Squirrel something, squirrel mail, I believe. Yeah. So let's go ahead and grab this here. Okay, now let's try this. There we go. So there's the login portal. So I'm assuming we're gonna have to password spray this and try to get into it. All right, so let's just take note of that, minimize that, and I believe that's all we have for now. So we need to get this loaded up into probably Burp or whatever password spraying tool you want to use. Maybe you can use Hydra or something like that, but I'm gonna try to use Burp. All right, which I already have fired up here. And intercept's turned off, so I'm gonna turn that on, and let's flip over to Firefox. So I'm gonna make sure this is configured to send stuff to Burp. And let's do a test and a test, or 1, 2, 3, 4 for the password. So let's try this here and send my request over to Burp to capture it. Awesome, looks good. So I'm going to send this over to Intruder, like so, and navigate over to Intruder. I'm going to locate my parameters that I want to test out here. All right, since it was passwords, then I'm assuming that we need to get a username, right? So we need to go back and check and see if we can find any usernames here. Maybe M. Dyson or something like that. All right, so since we already know there could be a user called Miles Dyson, as we saw from that text file and also the share name, I'm going to use Miles Dyson as a username here. And for the password, let me go ahead and add this as a parameter to test. And I'm going to use this as a sniper attack. Go to payloads here, and then let's go ahead and load up that first text file because it looked like passwords, right? So we got that loaded up. Now we're going to start the attack here. And let's see if we are successful. Oh, I need to turn this off. There we go. All right. Now let's see if it'll run. So start attack. Hit OK. There we go. Now I'm not sure how long this is going to take to run, but we're going to fast forward through the video and come back when this is done. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Be sure to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Once you subscribe, be sure to hit that notification bell. All right, so you know every time I post a new video. As you can see here, most people that view my videos, view my channel, are not subscribed. Now, if you do subscribe, it will help me get into the YouTube algorithm so that we can continue to grow our glorious community here. As always, thank you all for taking the time to watch. Have a nice day and enjoy the video. It looks like it may have found a valid password. This long one that says Cyborg 007 Halo Terminator appears to be working. It went to a 302 status code, which is a redirect. So let's go ahead and grab it and see if it will work for us. So I'm going to try to grab it down here. Right click and copy. I'm going to minimize this. Go back to the login page. Let me cancel this since we already have one running. And let's see, our name. Okay. So let's go back and try this again. Miles Dyson. And then the password that we just saw there. Let's just go ahead and save it in case we need to log back in for some reason. And it looks like we were successful. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and kill this current sniper attack here. Now, with that's done, what you need to do is go through and review any type of emails or anything like that that can be of use, that can help you out with your hacking of this machine or proceed in your penetration test, what have you. All right. So let's take a look at this one here. Subject says Samba password reset. Very, very slow. All right. Says we have changed your SMB password after system malfunction. Password is the following here. All right. So that's very interesting here. First off, we need to go and plug in that password that we just had to get in here so we don't forget. All right. And apparently there's going to be a hidden directory in here. All right. So let's go ahead and grab this. I'm going to control C it. And we did notice that there was another directory, right? So let's go ahead and try to get into that directory. Let me clear all this stuff out of here. And I believe it was just called Miles Dyson. So let's go ahead and type that in. Miles Dyson. All right, and the password, I'm going to paste this in here like so. Okay, so I need to do this user Miles Dyson. There we go. Now it should work. There we go. So let's do an ls, see what's in here. And there's quite a bit of files in here, it looks like. But let's see here. Now in the real world, you're going to go through all these documents, these files, whatever that's in the share that you have access to, and then try to figure out if you can use that information to pivot further into the target's environment. But I'm going to go ahead and grab this notes one. Actually, let's go into notes because it says it's a directory. So cd into notes, do an ls here, and there's a bunch of other files in here. So let's go ahead and take a look, see if anything of importance is in here. It's important.txt, looks of interest, but like I said, it's not going to be this straightforward in the real world most of the time. So we may need to look through all these documents to try to find pertinent information that can help you in your endeavors. So let's go ahead and clear all this out here, do an ls, and cat important, and it looks like instructions for something. Number one, add features to beta CMS / a bunch of random characters. Number two, work on T800 model, 101 blueprints, spend more time with my wife. And this appears to be some kind of directory. So let's go ahead and grab this information here. And we're going to copy this. And let's go ahead and we can throw it in the Go Buster actually and see if anything else comes out of it. All right, so let me go ahead and throw it in here like so. Okay. All right, looks like it goes to something here apparently, but let's go ahead and navigate to it manually and see what's going on here. Like I said, ideally you can check all these emails in here, but this is really the email of question that you need to take a look at. There's a few others in there. And I'm just going to duplicate this tab. This is running very, very slow. Okay, so let's go ahead and clear this out. I have one too many in there, so let's go ahead. All right, there's Miles Dyson, personal page. Dr. Miles Bennett Dyson was the original inventor of the neural net processor, yada, yada, yada. And you can also check the back, see if there's anything of interest there. Probably nothing. Sometimes these CTFs will hide things in like these files, these JPEGs and stuff like that, do like some kind of steganography stuff in there. So if you can check that out if you choose to do so. But it doesn't seem like there's much in here. But this is the hidden directory. So let's go ahead and hit, oop, let me go ahead and grab it. All right, so let's do that. Okay. All right, we need to get some kind of reverse shell onto this. You got to get two flags here. All right, so there may be some kind of exploit for this particular version of Squirrel Mail. So you have to do some research and try to figure that out. So let's go ahead and do that, and then come back to the video to continue on here. We're back looking at our GoBuster output here. You can see there's appears to be a directory called administrator. And if you go and check it out, you can see that it does, in fact, go into a directory called administrator, and it appears to be a login page. and there's Cuppa CMS. Now, if you do some Googling on this, you can find out that there's exploit code available for this version of Cuppa. All right, so you can download it here from exploitdb. You can also use search exploit inside of your Kali box. All right, as you can see there. Now, I do already have it pulled up here. Be sure to read through any type of code that you wish to run against a target machine. Make sure you know what it's doing and all that good stuff. All right. So basically, we're going to try to upload this file and try to get some type of reverse shell. Okay. Now you can. There's some things that you can try as well. You can try this here. This passwd. I already have it copied over. So if I go over and paste it in here, it should work like so. So we know that this is vulnerable to this exploit here. But all right, so basically, you need to somehow get this file uploaded to the target machine, and then of course you're going to start up your trusty netcat. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that here, and let's just do port 5555. All right, so we got that ready to go. Now we just need to get some kind of upload on here to get a reverse shell. So go ahead and try to figure that out, and then come back to the video if you get stuck. Let's go ahead and take a look here and get this file uploaded. All right. Now, if you can take a look at the instructions here, it'll tell you what you need to do. And I'm basically just going to grab this portion here up to alerts and then replace the relevant information. So it's going to look something like this here. All right, I already have that ready to go. I have my shell or my reverse shell configured as well. So let's go ahead and take a look here. I use this reverse shell generator. I've never used it before. So I'm going to see if it works. I chose this PHP pentest monkey one and just basically copy and paste it into a new PHP file. And make sure to configure everything up here. All right. Now let's go ahead and try to launch this. I already have it ready to go here. Also, be sure to make sure your Python server is running here so it can pick it up the file. So let's go ahead and launch this. See what it does. If you go back here, netcat was already running. Awesome. Looks like it got a connection back. So you can do who am I, you know, the usual stuff here. ID, sudo, -l, stuff like that, right? See where you're at. Okay, so we can't use that, but we can do a ls and see if there's anything of value in here. Now it says we need to find a user flag, and let's go ahead and go to the home directory, do an ls here, Miles Dyson. Let's go ahead and cd into Miles Dyson, like so. Do an ls here. There's a flag called user, or a file called user. So let's go ahead and type that in here and get that file content. All right, so go ahead and copy and paste that over, and apparently we need to get this root flag. So probably going to end up escalating privileges in order to get that flag. All right, so let's go ahead and cd back into here, ls here, and there's a folder called root, and can't cd into root. Okay, so we need to figure out a way to escalate privileges and find this last flag. Go ahead and try to do that yourself. Come back to the video if you are lost or need some help. Since we are looking for privilege escalation vectors, what I did was, first off, this is optional, but to get a Python interactive shell, you can use this here. But anyway, now you need to go to the temp directory and then download linps from GitHub. Once you got that downloaded to your attacking machine, use wget from the victim or target machine to grab linps off of your attacking machine. All right. Once it's there, you have to do some chmod on it. You can use chmod 777, then linps.sh, or you can use chmod plus x linps.sh. Otherwise, you won't be able to run it. And then to run it, you can do this here. All right. So I've already done all this here, and I'm just going to launch this. And then once you run it, you can go through and review possible privilege of escalation vectors. I believe there's a couple that you can take advantage of here. So I'm going to go ahead and run it, and I'm going to review the output, and then we'll come back and continue on to obtain that root flag. All right, there should be I believe, at least two different ways to escalate privileges. Now, inside of that Miles Dyson home directory, you can see there's more files in here. There's a directory called backups. And if you cd into there, do ls on it, you can see backup.sh, backup.tgz. And if you cat that file, you can see what it's doing here. So you can probably take advantage of whatever this is here. It looks like a wildcard. And also there's another one, there's actual CVE apparently that is vulnerable to. If you take a look at the LinP's results, you should see that in there. Also, you can send your LinP's results into a text file if it's going too fast. But I was having some issues running that .sh file because I did it incorrectly. Now, the correct way to do it is to get that particular exploit code onto your attacking machine. All right, like I've done. And then what I did was I right clicked it and I hit to compress it into a zip file. As you can see here, it's this .tar.gz. Once that was done, I did wget to get it onto the machine, and then I did a tar uh, basically to extract that particular zip folder. As you can see there, it went through and extracted everything. Once that was done, let me go ahead and scroll all the way to the bottom here. All right, now once that was done, I went ahead, did ls on there, make sure everything was set, ready to go, navigated to the directory that I was in, and you can see that I did another ls here, and then I did a make to go ahead and start off or to kick off the exploit. As you can see, it went through and did it. Did ls, you can see other information there, and then I thought it didn't work because it didn't show any output here, so I hit enter a couple times, and I hit ls. And then I also hit who am I? You can see I'm root, and then I hit ID. You can see root. So let's go ahead and get that last flag. If we cd into root, we should do an ls. There's root, and let's go ahead and cat that. There we go. There's the file contents. Now the alternative method is to exploit that backup file I showed y'all earlier using like cron tabs, stuff like that. So you could try either way to get root access. I recommend trying out both ways, but so brownie points if you figure out how to do it the other way. Now, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it educational, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Helps out the channel, helps get me into the algorithm so we can grow our glorious community here. Like I said, this is a CTF type of room, as you saw through the walkthrough, but you do learn some things throughout this room. All right, we did go through I guess, the ethical hacker mindset, methodology, what have you. All right, we did the initial reconnaissance, enumeration, right, to figure out what we were working with. We figured out there was a web server running. We navigated to that web server. We found some other useful information, such as there's a Samba share with anonymous access enabled on it. We did enum for Linux to enumerate that share, went through the files, found particular information that was of value, so we can navigate to the hidden directory. And then from that directory, we found out that there was other items that we could exploit in there. Like there was that cups area, and also we can't forget about this squirrel mail. We got into here, took a look at this particular email to get that password to get into the Miles Dyson Samba share to find out that hidden directory to get to the administration login page and stuff like that. We did password spraying as well. You know, we did all kinds of stuff in this room. So hopefully you found it of value. But as always, thank you for taking time to watch my video, and I will see you later.